It's a beautiful Tuesday morning and happy holidays to our Muslim faithful and to us Nigerians. It's a good day, the day the Lord God has made, and we'll be glad. I'm Josephine Ehimi here this morning, and Peggy's with me. Peggy, good morning.
Good morning. Ida Mubarak to our Muslim faithful. Good morning, viewers. And the program is Daybreak Tuesday edition. You're welcome to the show.
All right, as I was coming to the office, I was just thinking, oh, people are relaxing at all. And look at me, I'm coming to the office. Wow. But it's a good thing because you just need to know what's going on around the community. Our profession is a very noble one.
Yes, a noble one. Very
they should be giving us bigger money.
Bigger money.
Okay.
do you know people think out there that we receive big money?
Don't say that.
And they don't know. They don't know.
All right, it's a good day. As I said earlier, on this program, we have our family segment, we have the religious segment, we have the political segment, all these segments put together to keep you entertained, educated, and a bit enlightened. Let's start with the papers this morning. Let's see what the papers are saying this morning. I'm going with Punch. Punch Online. Shetima, Buhari douse governor's anger in Daura. Directors of 10 banks pocket 6.96 billion allowance compensation. NNPC blocks ExxonMobil's asset sale to Seplat. PDP power rotation too late now. Southeast should wait. Bafarawa. Fuel scarcity worsens. Abuja black marketers said 350 naira per liter. They should just stop. They should just stop that. It should just end in Abuja. They shouldn't come to Benin at all. It's still 160 and people are paying high prices for transportation fare. And when it's not 350,
and even buying of commodity, it's still the same thing.
It's okay. Let's hope that the relevant authorities should do the needful. We don't need this now. Power generation drops. Disco's federal government battle for control. Japan mourns old funeral for SPM Abe. Anambra task force defies charms. Coffins demolish property. Why we must remain united. This is attributed to Sanwo-Olu. Emir of Ilorin endorses Kwara governor for re-election. Radiographers, physicians disagree over teaching hospital boards B. Why churches should be involved in politics. All right, for more details, you get your Punch newspaper online or the hard copies. On the Vanguard, let's see the Vanguard this morning. Strike, you have much to do, Buhari tells education ministers and others. Strike, you have much to do, Buhari tells new education minister and others. The era of lame dog is here. Okay, the editorials. Eroding civil liberties in Abuja. Presidential combinations, the devil and the deep blue sea. I would love to read that. Yes. Harvest of terror at center of power. 5 drowned fleeing Warri tank farm explosion. 8 in critical condition. Kuje jailbreak. 2 more terrorists nabbed in Abuja and Niger. They should be catching them and take them to where they belong. IOD charges new members on good corporate governance ethics. Improving Nigeria's health indices requires multi-sectorial approach. This is attributed to stakeholders. Nigerian students in Northern Cyprus sends SOS to federal government. Save our soul. Osun election, Rutomi, Falana, Iyere, and others move against election manipulation. Engineering stakeholders call federal government others to shun awkward sentiment against girl child. Democracy and the burden of power balance. Nigerians need social protection. You can say that over and over
again.
All right.
We
That's the most we can take on the papers this morning. For more details, you get your copies so that you can be informed. This morning, as I said earlier, today is public holiday and most of us are having a good time. And we have some Muslim faithful with us this morning who keep saying about the day. But from what I've been able to gather, the Eid Kabir is all about the festival of sacrifice.
Yes.
And how are we able to sacrifice in Nigeria? Sacrifice not only the slaughtering of rams, but sacrificing like putting the country first before any other thing. How do we have religious tolerance so that we have a better and healthy country? We'll be looking at this morning on this program, and also, again, the significance of the day. Peggy.
Okay, this morning we have a special guest from the Muslim faithful this morning. I have Adum Aziz Dauda Musa. Is the Vice President, the Muslim Student Society of Nigeria, Edo State area, South area here in Nigeria. Okay, and also we have Momodu Idrit Babatunde, is the Assistant Secretary General, Muslim Student Society of Nigeria, Edo South Area Year Council in Edo State. You are welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right, let's start with, I'm going to you.
Okay.
Talking about, we've been hearing about the significance of what the celebration which happened on Saturday. We saw a lot of persons at the prayer ground. Can you help to reiterate what this holiday, the festival again, is all about?
Now, Eid Kabir is the second of two set of celebrations as Muslims that we do. It commemorates a significant moment in the life of Prophet Ibrahim, one we call Abraham. This tells us about the self-sacrifice, self-consciousness, and the level of fear he had for God Almighty. To be able to say, I had a series of dreams, God had asked me to sacrifice my only son at that point in time. Even when he didn't know what would be the outcome, how it would be. But the fact that God has asked him to do it, and with total submission to the fact that God is God, and with total belief and trust in God, he went ahead to say, yes, I'm going to carry out the sacrifice for the purpose of God. To tell him that, yes, I believe in whatever he has said, whatever he has sent to us to do, we'll go ahead and do it. So the essence here is to inculcate in all Muslims and individuals worldwide that when God has ordained something and asks you to do something, even when you don't clearly see the path, clearly see the benefit in front of you, you go full in, you dive in, you put in the effort, and ensure that you do it as he has asked you to do it. And be rest assured that there will be blessings at the end of the tunnel.
Do you see most of these Muslims doing this?
Now, this is the core issues why this should serve as another reminder to all Muslims that in our various life we must make sacrifices to cast away those things that we have been asked to live. You don't just follow the laws when it suits you, you follow it in total. I can quickly give an example of when Moses, or what we call Musa, was asked to cross the deep blue sea. He didn't see a path, he just went there, and God made a way. He divided the sea for him to go through. So in our everyday lives, if God has said don't steal, even when you feel as if you don't have food to eat, don't worry, he will provide. So we must dwell away with everything that we have asked to do away with. That's the sacrifice here.
Including don't kill.
Including don't kill.
All right. Let me come to Abduraziz. Talking about, I'm going a bit from this significance and what the Eid Kabir is all about. Let's see what's happening in our country right now. Talking about religious tolerance. When you say sacrifice, obeying God's command, and asking, does that commandment entails don't kill also?
Thank you very much.
No, I'm coming.
Okay.
I want to hear yes or no.
Yes
Yeah.
or no.
Don't kill also.
Yes.
Okay. Why is it that we have this difficulty? Because most of the killings we found that is allegedly towards some of the Muslim faithful trying to Allah is the greatest. This bit of not having this religious tolerance. How can we do? What are the ways we can work this out to ensure that we have this religious tolerance and harmony amongst ourselves?
All right. Thank you very much. You see, Islam is a beautiful religion. that has Islam have told us so much on how we should tolerate one another. And also, if you talk about living with your neighbors, for example, Islam have told us that you should be very peaceful. You live peacefully with your neighbors, those around you. While you are sleeping, you are comfortable. You eat every day comfortably, and your neighbor that's around you, they are not okay. They are not feeling well. You shouldn't be comfortable in your house. And Islam have told us that, who are your neighbors? He said 40 houses by your right, left, like that. And even talking about the ram itself that we slaughter during this Eid Hada, it is expected of you, you are not to take everything alone. You have to slaughter it, you share it into some parts and distribute to people to eat. You understand? And you see this issue of so many things happening around the Nigeria per se today, people killing, I don't know, people just have the mind to just kill somebody just like that. Islam, I don't know, it's not found anywhere in Islam. Islam has not taught us that. You get? So if we have this God consciousness, we obey God, we go deep in studying what the Quran have said, nobody will kill each other. The blood of a human is very sacred. You understand? We are not allowed in Islam to take the life of anybody. It's only God that has that right. So we tolerate each other just like Islam has taught us. We have to care for each other. We have to be peaceful to one another. That's what Islam has because Islam is a very perfect religion. That's the reason why. Yes, that's the reason why even the Muslim students, we have different hierarchy in the Muslim student. We have the Muslim Student Society of Nigeria, Edo South Area Council. We have a program that we normally do every year, some months in a year. You understand? To remind ourselves as youth about God's consciousness, to put morals in us. If this is done, because like Edo South, Edo North, and Edo Central do the same program. Like next month now, we have a camping program of the Muslim Student Society of Nigeria in these 3 area councils, where all the youth will meet and we remind ourselves about God. Like this year, next month is coming up in Ruse International Group of School.
Abdulrazim, you are using this time to just do what?
No, what I'm trying to say is that when we meet, we gather ourselves. Like if you have to talk about religious tolerance, like imams do preach about it. Even the mosque where I pray, used to talk. Because it is, though it mostly happen in the north.
I know, Peggy, we have the next question, but before you just go, Peggy, let me come to Momodu. Okay. The acting governor, Philip Shaibu, said recently that Edo State is one of the most peaceful. And this religious tolerance is very good in this regard, saying somebody bearing Philip and Shaibu at the same time, they can coexist peacefully without the rancor we are having in other parts of the country. What do you think is different with us here than what we have in other side of the country? What makes us this peaceful and tolerant against what we have in other north?
The first thing I would say we have here is we have family unit.
Family unity.
The nucleus of every society is the family. We have in northern states where we have several children that are lying on the streets, uncared for, no parental love, no care, no society that cares for what they primarily need. You can't take a child and just give him the religion knowledge without the care. How would you exhibit what you've never felt before in your life?
Wow.
All you ever know is somebody say do this and you do that. They have a system that Islam says that we have come to perfect character. And one way to perfect character is the home that does that. If the home is faulty, definitely every other thing is faulty. A system where a child sleeps on the streets, a system where a child has to beg for the food he or she will eat, irrespective of the knowledge you have, if it's not inculcated with good characters, believe me, it will be devoid of any form of true sensitivity towards understanding that there's a need for me to do this, for me to do this. Angers may flare up, not because of the religion aspect. It's one thing I also want our media to look into. The fact that one single Muslim is committing a sin and claiming that this is what Islam says, it's not fair on other Muslims. There are Christians who do killings, but we don't generalize it and say it's a Christian that did it. Whosoever
They don't do
commits a crime-
bombings like that bombing thing now.
Do you also agree that I can set up, even though I don't believe in the faith, carry out an act and claim that that act is because of I misquote another people to take the fault for it? So whosoever commit a crime should face the crime. If his name is Idris, let him face the full weight of the crime. But other Muslims, brothers, should not be dragged to it, because I didn't do it. Recently, during the last event that happened in the north, I was among those persons who were saying no, because somebody could wake up tomorrow and just lie and say you blaspheme, even when you've not done that. If the person must have done that, he must face the law. Let
There's
it
a
be taken
process.
to the court. Let the process take its place. So I will say in Edo State, we have what's called family unit 1. 2, we have the brotherhood spirit. We still have that brotherhood. So if all these things are put in place, even then in the north, where you have a system where children know what is love, know what is care, know what is feeling, and then you add religion's teaching into it, it beautifies the character.
Oh, what do you just
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Before I thought you want to talk for break.
Okay. There's no time for break.
Okay.
Before
Before we go for break, let me just ask this question about the Eid al-Adha. Yeah, it's being celebrated from Saturday. Said the space of 4 days. So, what is the spiritual
space of 3
implication?
days. Not
Yes. No, it's 4 days according to them.
So it ends today.
It's
Yes.
actually it is celebrated for 3 days.
Okay, 3 days. Okay.
3 days, and it has lots of spirituality that goes with it.
Okay.
And like my brother have said, obedience to God. That slaughtering itself shows that, as in how sincere you are to sacrifice for God. And that sacrificing for God, like I said earlier, that you share it among your neighbors
Okay.
and for yourself. Then also you do lot of supplications, dua, prayers. You pray and use the opportunity to pray for your family, the society, Nigeria at large. You get. So all this has its own spirituality. While you are celebrating, you are God consciousness. You have to have the fear of God, and also trying to make the society look better. You get. So also you show love to the needy. You also show love to the needy. All these spiritualities that between your as in how sincere you are in doing all these things. Because we have some persons today that God have blessed with wealth, but they keep it to themselves. They don't spread it out. They don't give it out, which is wrong. Because the Quran has told us. He said, you shall not la tarubir ata tufiku mimma tuhibun. He said, you shall not attain piety. There is no way you can attain that piety, the consciousness of God, until and unless you give out that you so much love. You love that thing so much. You cannot attain that until you give out for the sake of God.
All right, thank you for that, Mamadou. Your advice to other Muslims. The sacrifice we've celebrated, and by tomorrow work starts. So what do you have to tell to other Muslim faithful right now?
I will say, whatever I'm going to say, first I'll say to myself, the fact that we're making this sacrifice means we have aspects of our life that we're defaulting. We are humans. Whatever aspect you know that you're feeling, is it in terms of moral, in terms of committing immorality, adultery, killings, or any form of this, you have to sacrifice those things. Cut them off from your life. You know the rules. You have to endeavor to ensure that you follow the rules strictly, because the sacrifice of specificity of sacrifice without sacrificing those immorality, those bad aspects of our life is incomplete. So ensure you cut out those things that God have asked you not to do. I remain committed to His will and His teachings.
All right, thank you so much. From what I could get from these, you said something, Mamadou.
Yes.
Said the family unit should be built
Yes.
back in the northern part of Nigeria.
Very important.
That when we have a healthy family, this act of banditry, kidnapping,
Well,
be
that's
it in
very
the
good.
past. I believe those in authority, they've just listened to Momodu Idris Babatunde on his take on ending the incessant killing in the country. Thank you, Momodu Idris Babatunde, Assistant Secretary General, Muslim Student Society of Nigeria and Edo State Area, Edo South Area Council. Let me get my glasses
Edo
again.
South Area Council.
All right, thank you for that. And we have Abdul Raziz Dawood Musa. He is the President, Muslim Student, Vice President, Muslim Student Society of Nigeria and Edo South Area Council. I got that right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
Thank
you. Daybreak continues after the morning news. Please stay with us. Daybreak, Tuesday's edition, reaching you live from Edo Broadcasting Service in Benin City, Edo State, Nigeria. We're on the family segment this morning. Now we'll be looking at, we are staying on the topic on what women want. That's what we'll be looking at this morning. While we are talking in the first segment, talking about the Eid Kabir, one of the Muslim faithful said, most of the kidnapping, banditry that we see in the northern part of this country is as a result of this family units and this brotherhood. And on this segment, we want to ensure that we have this healthy home to bring out good people that will lead us in the society. And without a woman, I wonder what the home will look like. Some people say women are the thermometers that controls the temperature of the room. And if you don't understand these people, how will you live with them? So this is what we'll be talking about. I will encourage all our men to listen to the marriage counselor this morning, so that you have a good home where your kids will be well behaved and they'll become better people in the society. Marriage counselor, Pastor Richard Benny Masweni, welcome this morning.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning, viewers.
And happy holiday.
Thank you. Same to you.
All right. Talking about, we started like 2 or 3 weeks back. We spoke about women loving care. You said, but I want you to recap of what you said, what women want, before I go to the question that I want to ask for today. I want you to just recap again. What do women really, really want from their loved ones?
Yeah. What does a woman want from the love of her life in marriage? What does a woman want? What makes a woman? What will make a woman happy, and she want to give her all? She will want to go extra mile to make sure the home is working. Now, when I'm talking, don't try to judge what I'm saying by a woman that misbehaves somewhere. That could just be that woman. We are trying to generalize a woman, a real woman that God have created. What is she supposed to expect from her marriage, from her man? A woman, first and foremost, in marriage, needs acceptance. I like to put that one first, because marriage disfigures many women. You know, when a woman gets married, you expect her to bring forth children. And when she starts bringing forth children, you see women that used to be Cinderella or that used to be well-shaped. You see some of them losing shape. And then at that point, the woman needs reassurance from her husband and from people around her that she's still beautiful. And that is the fight, you know, many women, you know, keep having. I want to keep my space. I want to tell everyone that I'm still beautiful. I'm still, you know, you can go on. So a woman needs acceptance. A woman needs transparency. I like to say this. So many men are not transparent. Many men are not transparent. You know why? Because of that ego. If I'm transparent now, this woman will now start seeing me finish. Do you not have seen instances where a woman is married to a man and the man and the woman have been like, hey, God, please help us, Father, please help us. And now the door is opening. God is now beginning to answer the prayers, and friends are beginning to come, show care, and they show a concern to the man, because many of them want to pass through the man because the man is the head. And many of the men will not want to communicate to their wife. They want to like, well, you say you need money, now here is the money. How did the money come so that I can appreciate where the money is coming from? The man will like, no, don't worry, I'm the man. It's money you need. So women need transparency. If you are not transparent to a woman, oh my God, it can spoil a lot of things. Women love transparency. A woman wants to keep her space. You know, many people like, oh, you are too jealous, you are too this, you are too, why are you trying to monopolize me? Every woman wants to monopolize her husband. Because that's why you are my husband. You are my husband, you're not our husband. You know, in a home where you have decided to like, okay, I want to do one man, one wife. Even in homes where a man decides to say, okay, I want to do one man and wives. The number of wives you have want to like, okay, we are the one you have, or you don't have any of that one. We know ourselves. And you see me, I see you. And if the man is like, okay, I want to take step to go, that's in homes, so where they have decided to, like, okay, you're not going to be one and all of that. But in homes, like where I'm coming from, where it is one man, one wife, it is me and you. So you are my own, I am your own. I don't want to share you with anybody. And so the day I have that thing, I smell a rat, like some people would say, that another woman is in one corner, that thing can spoil the world of a woman. And you know, I heard a story recently where a man was cheating on the wife, and the wife was like, no, I'm going to pay back. It was so bad. You know, it's not a good thing to do. I'm just sharing it so we learn from it. And she went in, except for another man, and she became pregnant. Just one attempt, she became pregnant. And she could not hide it, because herself and her husband had concluded no more children. Why are you, what is this? So she couldn't hide it. She, I'm sorry, something happened, you know you did it first, and then. That's why, you see, in homes, I have a lot to say in this segment. So she became pregnant. The man was like, no, I can't take it. It's a long story. But thank God it ended on a good note. But time will not permit me to say it here. Now, in marriage, you don't pay back. If either the husband or wife miss it, learn to forgive. Learn to forgive. A woman loves forgiveness too from her husband. She wants to be forgiven. Don't start telling her, you know you did it the other time and you're doing it again. No. Forgive her. A woman wants her family accepted in her marriage. A woman wants her husband to be a man that shows respect to her mother and her father. I know that. I hope we are going to take a segment where what men want.
Yes.
Because I know some people now like, you are not talking for the men. Don't worry, we'll talk for the men. Today we are talking for women. We are talking for women. What a woman wants, the woman wants her mother, her siblings accepted in her home. Because I've seen men that will tell you, this home, I know what it took me before I was able to marry you. So all those your people, I don't want to see them here. I don't want to see them. You are the one I'm married to. If you do that to a woman, and you want to have peace from that woman, I don't know how you're going to go about that. A woman wants to see her people come, relax in her home and all of that. A woman wants to see her children respect her. So when she's married to a man that will blackmail her or tell her children soft stuffs about her that will make the children now begin to disrespect her, you have killed that woman. A woman wants a man or needs a man or desire a man that will be a father indeed, that will take care of the home, even if she's earning money, even if she's making money. But you don't leave the buck for her and say, okay, I know, you are, and you relax and fold your hand, and you're looking at your wife, go out there, hustle and bring home. No, it's an error. It's an error. No woman is happy when that is happening. But a woman that would like, okay, let me bring her support, but she's seeing that her husband is equally hardworking. her husband is equally taking steps to meet up, such a woman will be happy. She will be happy to support, she will be happy to bring whatever she's earning, put it on the table.
All right, before you go further, when you were talking, you said most women love to monopolize their husband.
Yes.
And seeing the husband going outside
With other women. Blow off her mind.
Blows off her mind. But I want to ask, do these women have the capacity to retain that man? Because some women, when they are married, they have issues, several issues, emotional issues, no, I'm tired, this story, I'm tired. Some not taking care of themselves to look very attractive. And the man's, I'm talking about from the men's perspective.
Yes.
And the man is like, wow, I'm seeing somebody that looks like my madam when she was young. What I want to ask, do these women that want to monopolize their man have the capacity to retain the man? And if they don't have, what can they do to help monopolize this man and to stay with the man?
Okay, that I don't have the capacity should not be reason why my husband should have an option to go out.
Okay.
If I don't have the capacity, let's fix our issues. If I am not forthcoming in the bedroom, let's fix our issue. Tell me where I'm faulty. Tell me how you want it.
And what about
rather than
excuses?
having plan B. No, okay, rather than having plan B. Then for a woman who will continually have excuse, your husband has said, this is the way I want it, and you are always having reason to give excuse, you are the enemy of yourself. Because the truth is, if the man keep coming and keep trying to lie, and you are always on the defensive, always telling him reason why you cannot, then it is like carrying pepper and pouring it in your own eyes. Because in this show we try to be as factual and as real as possible.
To make the home
Yes, and the fact that I'm speaking for women, I will not want to excuse us, because we want our space to be more beautiful, to be more homely, to be more fulfilling.
Yeah.
So we are saying it. If you're a woman, we know we want to keep our husbands by all means. But if your husband is not getting satisfaction, whether maybe from the kind of way, the way you cook your food, or the home, many men want the home tidy, or you don't regard this man. I keep telling you, I know that every man, I don't want to say percentage, every man wants to be honored.
Yes.
Every man wants to be respected, irrespective of how much they are putting on the table. So if you are the woman that feel you will only respect your husband when he has enough money to put on the table, or you will only regard him when he's able to do X, Y, and Z, then you are going to be the one. In fact, it's like you're becoming the enemy of your own self, because every man desires that from their wife.
For the very first time, I have lived with my husband for good 26 years.
Wow.
For the very first time, we are talking about what a woman
wants, yes, from her
needs
husband.
From the husband. And ever since, I'm the one that is always, maybe I travel. What I'm trying to say now, talking about aspect of protection. I'm going to the aspect of defense and protection.
Projecting your wife.
Protection. Now, my husband is not around. You understand? For the very first time, for 26 years, he's not around. Now I felt that, you understand?
Vacuum.
That vacuum. And me, I'll be doing the traveling. I travel, come back, travel, come back. Now, he's the one that is doing it. It's not, we are talking about the needs of a woman in a marriage. Now, I want you to talk about protection and defense in the marriage.
I just about have time to elaborate this. Protection and defense in marriage is beyond the physical. Listen, as a woman, if you are able to get this simple word, this simple explanation I want to give, you are made in your marriage. You see, protection and defense in marriage goes beyond the physical to the spiritual. And the man is the one that protects the wife, the one that projects the wife, and you can go on. Now, the muzzle, the power with which a man protects and projects the wife comes from the respect he gets from the wife. When the man is respected, then he has the audacity to stand and say, this is my wife, I'm her egbe wage. Nothing happens to her. And both in the physical role and the spiritual role will obey him. But when you disregard and disrespect your husband and he's becoming like hopeless, he does not have a say where you are, it makes him weak both in the physical and spiritual. That's why you see sometimes you're sleeping with your husband on the same bed and you are still being oppressed by powers. Because he doesn't have that spiritual protection over you, because you have punctured the balloon of that man through your disrespect and disregard. Honestly, do you know a woman can be sick and the man with his authority will stand and say, this sickness cannot dwell in this body because this body belongs to me. And that sickness will obey. That woman will be healed. But when you are the type that does not have regard and respect for your husband, he doesn't have a say over you, both physically and spiritually. Because I know when you answer that question, you were expecting me to just answer it from the physical. This projection and protection, it goes beyond it goes far beyond the physical to the spiritual, which is much importance to the woman.
Yes.
So, and every woman that knows this does not joke with respecting her husband.
All right, so the last question before we go. Most men would like to, okay, talking about what women want. They said most of us will love money, and it's a fact that we love to look beautiful.
Yeah.
We love to do our hairs, face and nails. But my take, is it that we love money for selfish purpose, or for women just love money for security's sake? You get my drift. Because some will say, women, they love money so much. Is it that we just love money, or we just want security in our home, to be secured with our husband?
I think it's not for remember, we're talking about a real woman. We are not just talking about anyhow woman. So if you see a woman behave contrary to what we are saying, know that she's not among the real women. A real woman does not just need money for selfish reason. She needs money from her husband because of protection. She wants to be protected. She wants to be secured. Look at three of us. We have our different hair made. You will tell me that to make these three hair is not more money. It's not. So if a woman will say, no, honey, I need money from you, because she wants to be able to meet up to your desire. She wants to be able to give you good food so that you like, oh, I like this food. If you need money if you want to behold beauty in your food, beauty in your even in the look of your wife, name it around you, you need money. But as much as women need money, the strong women we are talking about in this show, if in case peradventure they discover that the husband has some issues, financially he's not meeting up, they joyfully step in. But our cry is, when we step in, don't fold your hand as a man and begin to like, oh, thank God I have a wife that have stepped in, I can now go and sleep. No, you can't sleep. You are the man. Even if you don't have money now, begin to brainstorm on how you can make money come. And then your wife will continue to celebrate you.
All right, so all we need is just that, in as much we ask for money, just know that we are trying to look good for you.
Yes, and take care of your children, take care of you.
Yes, and although there should be moderation, because some will buy this, for instance, let me use Bone Street, they'll buy the colored one, they want to buy the black one. Please, just have pity on your husband, cannot have that.
Even what they don't even need.
Yes, because they want to just please some women.
Honestly, there are some very irresponsible
yes.
women, permit me to say so, and I hope you are not one of them. Do you know, in one of our shows recently, a man complained that he told the wife that, the money I gave to you, why did you decide to use it in buying biscuits? You know, we needed other things to, and she just got angry, abandoned their 3-year-old baby at home and go to her mother's house to start staying. Left the baby and the man. And the man called into our show asking that we should please beg that she come back.
Very irresponsible.
This one is not like this woman we are talking about. She's irresponsible.
Wow. And wherever you are, if you are listening to us, we are talking about family. We want healthy family. When you don't take care of your home, the children you abandon will become the ones that will be harassing you in the future. We can't travel anymore along the road without praying and fasting. We cannot. There are a lot of things going on in the society. It's as a result of children that were neglected. The man said this morning from one of the Muslim faithful, he said, when you have this family life,
Mm.
you have the love of a mother,
Yes.
the love of a father.
Yeah.
You don't like to just kill people.
At all.
That's it.
Yes, yes.
There's this brotherhood. You will be sympathetic towards people. You have this empathy. So don't abandon your children for any reason. Stay with your man. We want to fix this country. We want to have a good society. But this good society starts from the home.
It starts from the home.
From
Yeah.
the whole front.
Yeah.
Madam, sit with Oga in as much we want. She said a lot of things concerning what we want.
take care of
we
your
want
children. Take care
respect,
of them.
but respect begat respect.
Yeah, it does.
Respect your husband also. I'm not a marriage counselor. Anyway. I'm just trying to
Yes.
reiterate what she said. I'm learning.
Yes.
So she's telling us, just give the man respect. The men love respect. And Oga, please try to do something. No matter, I know life is very challenging for our Nigerian men
Next
right
week we'll
now.
talk about what the men want too.
Yes, it's really
Because
not-
I
it's-
know
it's
men.
really not easy, Sha.
Yes.
And life is so challenging.
Yeah,
If a woman knocks on the door for a job, they will prefer to give the woman the job
Than a man.
to the man. So there's this. We have this condition already. So we that have the job, let's be sympathetic. And Oga, be at your A game. Just be at your A game. You may not have the money, but have the wisdom.
Yes, and
Yes,
you
the
know,
wisdom. Yes.
some people are always like,
I
please,
know how to play the role.
please, how can I have
Play it well, play the card well.
how can I have a replay so that I can watch this show again? Because the truth is, many people are hurting, and when we talk like this, we heal many people. Please, you want to follow us, you can follow us on. I have a Facebook.
Yes.
Just type Rich Rose Benson, and you get this video there.
On YouTube, Peggy Wikwari.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. These are family segment this morning. We have a religious segment. So yes, please stay. All right. Hope you're having a good time and you had a wonderful time with Benita talking about forgiveness. All right. The next segment we'll be looking at environment. How are you taking care of the environment before you? I live around this Aduawa as is precisely Custom Road area, and the front of INEC office, the Bubaka office there, you see heaps of refuse on that part, and nobody's doing anything about that. That's by the way. You go to the markets, it's the same story. You see heaps of refuse at strategic points in marketplaces. And the stench sometimes emanating from those heaps of refuse is hazardous. And I don't know what you are doing. If we want Edo State to be a very clean and beautiful state, we all have different roles to play. We need waste managers to do the work, we need this. But you have the role to play ensuring that the refuse are properly kept for them to come and pick it. But this aspect of you just disposing the refuse indiscriminately is a no-no. All right, before we continue this discussion, let's see a clip about the World Environment Day. All right, you just saw that clip though, there's no audio, but you saw what the story is depicting, what the story is all about. Everybody needs to be involved to ensure that we have a good and healthy environment. Peggy.
Okay, talking about everybody being involved in keeping our surrounding clean, especially this period now of holiday, I've found out that the environment is more dirty. We talk about when we are on holidays, they want to clean. Like us now, we are at work, doing our job. So I want to use this opportunity to they talk to the waste manager or the person in charge that even during the holidays, there should be people who will be taking care of the environment. You should clean the environment, because from Friday, just from Friday, Saturdays, Sunday, Monday. Now, just go around. You see that everywhere is very dirty. Even in our offices, they are dirty. So let's take that upon us and take care of our environment.
All right.
Very important.
And those people doing businesses,
Mhm,
please. I saw one of these, this man that sells, some of these northern people, they say watermelon. Though some other persons do sell, but it's common with a particular tribe in Nigeria. And just after selling the waste, the person just pick everything and dump it inside the drain. I was like, what are you doing? The bag, I'm talking about a sack of the waste of the watermelon. And we see this even corn sellers, they will look at this way, they will look at the other way, nobody's coming. Oh yeah, boom, they will just dump it. What are you doing? What are you doing? We are complaining, oh, there is erosion everywhere. Water is carrying my house, so my vehicle is swallowed with water. But you have a role to play. And those of us that see these things happening and we don't see anything, we don't talk. Some person is driving, they will just package their dirt from their home. The ones they were able to gather, they will just package it. While driving, they will fling it from inside the vehicle. What are you doing? What are you doing? The rains are with us. And Edo State government, they keep hammering, telling us that we should dispose our refuse appropriately. But it seems some persons, Peggy, they're not listening. They don't want to hear.
The effect is the job of the government. That is what some people they feel.
And someone was even saying that I pay my tax.
Yes.
It's left for the government to do theirs.
Just what you are saying. I told somebody, okay,
look at this
sound now.
Look at
there's somebody, just what you said now. I said, I've paid my tax, so it's left for them to do their job. I said, yeah, it's left for them to do their job. What about at home? So they should come to your house too to help you to clean your bedroom too. The guy was looking at me. I said, so please, it's everybody's responsibility to take care of our environment. You don't wait for the government or the people that they put in charge to come to your house, even to help you to pack your what do you call it?
Your dates.
Your dates.
All right, for us to have a beautiful state, for us to have a healthy state, we all have to be involved in this regard. Let's keep our city clean. It's Benin City. It's a city.
Yes.
So when you talk about city, you see this cleanliness. You see there's this ambience when you enter a city. You have there's this earthy smell you feel when you're in a city. So when you enter and everywhere is like the roads, you see dirt. When you get to the market, and you see people selling fruits. You go to New Benin Market, you see these heaps of refuse, and you see people selling fish. They sell gari
beside it,
close to the heaps of refuse, and you can't even stand it. But these people will be there.
In a Kiosa market too.
I will be wondering, how are you doing it? How are you doing it? In as much we are talking about the people, they should be careful how they dispose their refuse. The waste managers, please, it takes two to tango. You just need to be up on your game. You just need to evacuate this refuse. I know there are some challenges, there are some hiccups, but let's do our part. Benin is a city, and one of the most peaceful cities
a peaceful place.
And when people are coming into the city, let them see us as people that have this good hygiene culture. These are people that they love good things. You are not among those that will eat corn and throw it from your vehicle. You are not among those after selling corn you pack the dirt and you go and throw it inside the drain and say water will carry it go. And you'll be looking at the dirt. Some just open the sack and they'll just put it inside the water. As the water is flowing, you see the dirt down.
And when it's raining, you see some people too. They just come out with the one they've already packaged.
Yes.
They just dump it
You know
inside
that
the drain.
it's sometimes it's very interesting when you see the dirt will now be dumping, they will be jumping inside the water. You see the refuse jumping, but is bad. It's not going to the moon.
At all.
It's not going to anywhere. It's blocking somewhere. Just have it at the back of your mind that whenever you are involved in this act of dumping refuse inside the water when it rains, it's not going anywhere. It's going ahead to block somewhere, and that blockage may cause problem to people in that environment tomorrow.
And that is just the problem now because of our way of disposing our debris.
And do you know
That's the
that
problem
like
now.
this Ramat Ikobahi, there's a manhole there.
Yes.
And the manhole is like there's debris everywhere that's
It's
covered.
blocked now, it's
It's
blocked.
blocked. Okay, are you waiting for government to come and do that? Why can't you, maybe you that own a business in front of that place, there's a church in front of that area, there's a bank in front of that area.
Yes.
Can't you just gather some
Yes.
persons, pay some persons little amount, tell them to desit this drain so that when the water comes, some will tell you that where will the water flow
Go
to?
to.
Oh, there are a lot of issues concerning that, but we know that we will get there someday. But just do your part. If there's a drain in front of you and there's a channel, please try to remove all the obstruction from it. Take away those debris so that the water will flow. For those that don't have at all, maybe government will come
Yes.
Sunday. Yes, so government
To give
is going
them.
from one place to another. Then you call. Sometimes we have our programs in EBS. Just call Wakaribat. Just tell government, because government is listening to us
Yes.
right now. They are listening to everybody. So whenever you have a challenge within your area, oh, we want to do this, but there is no drainage. Can government come to our area? Before you know, government will be there. We just want to play our part to ensure that Edo State is a beautiful place
Yes.
and a city indeed. All right, that was our show this morning. I want to thank you for staying with us on this program. Do have a blessed day. From Peggy.
You too. You are blessed and happy holiday. Tomorrow is work, so get ready to go back to work.
All
God
right.
bless you.